Hello, my name is Pastor Stephanie Soon. I'm a part-time assistant minister of care here at Shepherd of the Hills. The title of our midweek devotional is simply Aha. My husband Wong and I are big fans of Sherlock Holmes. We've watched the black and white early episodes. We've compared the personalities of the variety of men who've played Watson, some portrayed as simpletons to Holmes's sharp mind, others as mere sidekicks to be mocked for a comical moment, and then others who balance Holmes's brilliant deductive reasoning with their own brand of smarts, which is more often common sense. The recent TV series Elementary portrayed Sherlock and Holmes as man and woman, Holmes being the man, Watson portrayed by a woman. And they were equals in this particular series. Together, they harnessed their individual strengths to push through to that moment of aha. They figured it out. That moment of aha is represented in the season that follows Christmas. It's a season of Epiphany, the season, if you will, of aha. That's what an epiphany is. It's a flash of insight. It's an inspiration. It's a realization. It's a vision. It's a sign. It's a surprise. An epiphany is an illuminating discovery or disclosure. When the fog lifts and you're able to see clearly and go, oh, now I get it. Aha. I sent my brother a puzzle for Christmas. I purchased it for $1 at the R.H. Johnson Library. I knew right away that it was perfect for him. The puzzle was an image of Mount Rainier. As a small boy, my brother grew up in Olympia, Washington, and he could see that majestic mountain outside of his bedroom window whenever the fog lifted. He now lives in Indianapolis, Indiana, but he holds an image of that majestic mountain within his very soul. So the puzzle, yes. But here's the thing. Here's the quirky thing. Blame it on the pandemic, I guess. I decided to put all the pieces in a Ziploc bag and mailed them without any picture, without any written clue of what would be revealed when he completed it. I know he's begun working on it, using his best puzzle-making skills, starting with the corners, then the sides, matching colors, patterns, and then little by little, noting the outlines of a stream or the side of something a little bit bigger, perhaps a peak. Aha, he might be getting closer. That's what an epiphany feels like, a triumph. I got it, I figured it out. That sense of jubilation. And then, aha, I did it. I get it. Today, January the 6th, is actually the feast of the Epiphany. It's also known as the Three Kings Day. It's also the 12th day of the season of Christmas. And it's the day we commemorate the baptism of Jesus. There's a lot going on today. Let's begin with the three wise men from Matthew. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in the territory of Judea, during the rule of King Herod, wise men came from the east to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east, and we have come to honor him." When King Herod heard this, he was deeply troubled, and everyone in Jerusalem was troubled with him. He gathered all the chief priests and the legal experts and asked them where the Christ was actually to be born. They said, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for this is what the prophet wrote. Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and found out from them the time when the star had first appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search carefully for the child, and when you found him, report back to me, so I too may go and honor him." When they heard the king, they went. And look, the star they had seen in the east still went ahead of them until it stood over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were filled with joy. They entered the house and saw the child with Mary, his mother. Falling down to their knees, they honored him. And then they opened their treasure chests and presented him with gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. I invite you to imagine yourself as one of the wise men, having traveled over 500 miles on camelback, following a very bright star that, according to all your research, was a clue leading to something or someone very, very special. You and your fellow travelers made the long journey on a well-researched hunch, using all the mental abilities and knowledge at your disposal, hoping that the pieces of the puzzle would fall into place. And they did. Let's move now to the Jordan River. I imagine you would like to be there, so let's try to do that. I invite you to imagine yourself actually being there on the banks of the river. You've come to watch that crazy John the Baptist, the one who wears animal skins and eats locusts and honey, the guy who rants and raves about repentance and the need to get ready to receive someone greater than he himself is, who enthusiastically pleads and prods his listeners to come to the water, to be cleansed, come to be baptized, to be made clean. You're there on the banks. You're watching others wade into the current. You watch them being immersed, going down, coming back up, and emerging with wide smiles, some of them pumping their fists into the air in jubilation, in such joy. And then out of the side of your eye, you notice that John the Baptist is speaking with a man about his own age, a man who seems very serious, a man that John recognizes and defers to. In fact, it appears that John the Baptist wants this other man to baptize him. But the man declines with a shake of his head and insists that John baptize him. So you watch John lower this man into the water, and something clicks inside you. That man is John the Baptist's cousin. That's Jesus. Aha. When he came up out of the water, the heavens opened up, and the Spirit of God came down like a dove, and there was a very quiet voice, very quiet. "This is my Son, whom I dearly love. I find happiness in him." Aha. I think I get it. This is God's Son. This Jesus is God's Son, the one John the Baptist had been announcing. God has shown up. Aha! Oh my goodness, God has shown up. Now I see. I'm imagining my brother sitting at a table in Indianapolis, Indiana, as he concentrates on completing that puzzle that came to him in a Ziploc bag. As he gets closer and closer to uncovering the image contained in the pieces, his heart quickening, he working hurriedly, and then finally, ta-da! I got it! I got it! A picture of his beloved mountain appears in all its majestic glory. And when that happens, I'm expecting a phone call, and his voice will be one of jubilation and joy because he did it. Aha! So, Epiphany, it's a celebration, it's a party, it's a hootenanny, if you will. It's a rip roaring, foot stomping festival, if you will. It's a moment of jubilation and joy when you can see, when the fog lifts. God has shown up in a baby boy. God has shown up, realized the wise men from afar. I invite you to imagine yourself as one of those wise men standing near that toddler boy, perhaps pumping your fist into the air with triumph before falling on your knees and presenting your gift. God has shown up. I can see it. Get it. Aha. And quickly I invite you to return to the banks of the Jordan River. You watched, you saw, and then your inner soul was quickened by an epiphany. That's John the Baptist's cousin. That's Jesus. He's the one. Oh my goodness. God has shown up. I get it. My friends, God has shown up. God is with us. Aha. God bless you.